What is up, friends? Welcome back to Ozark Outdoor Brewing. Yes, we're ready to keg up this red ale, Holly Jolly. That's what we're calling it this year for the Christmas season. Come along, let's keg some beer.
This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. The Christmas tree's on fire. Santa's holding the lighter. My parents are both liars. I got gifts but one subscribers. Thanks for the candy.
It's the reason for the season. No, this is not the reason for the season. Oh, man. Hey, moron. Holly Jolly's been cooling down the last couple of days. I cold crashed this to about 40 degrees. Now it's time to drop it into the keg, add some CO2, hook it up to the kegerator. This will be ready for old Saint Nick to enjoy on Christmas Eve rather than some curdy old milk. Preparation to keg this, right? We have washed and sanitized the keg. We also washed and sanitized it again. That is one of the things you will always do as a home brewer. You will wash, cleanse, sanitize, wash, cleanse, sanitize. One of the things I like about sanitizing the keg itself is I will hook it back up to the CO2 in my kegerator, and then I will run that sanitizer through the beer line, clean that thing out also, and I can use that warm water to fill up some of the buckets and tubs that I've got sitting here that I'll need for the small bits and parts that we have today. Like you've heard me mention 1,000 times before on previous videos, I'll link one of them up here above. This is not the time to introduce oxygen to your beer. Unfortunately, I don't have a setup or the equipment needed to do a closed transfer or a pressure transfer. So the beauty of doing the way that I've done it now, right? I put sanitizer in here, cleanse all of the, or sanitize the inside of my keg. I run that up through my beer line and sanitize all of it, clear out the old beer as well. Inside of this is sanitized. Additionally, there is a bed of CO2 that is now inside of this. That's going to help limit the amount of oxygen that the beer comes in contact when I'm transferring from the fermenter into the keg. And I've got a small little Tupperware bowl here that I can put this, the top of the keg into it to make sure we stay sanitized. So we've got that, the lid to the keg down here in the sanitizer. Before we do anything else, we want to make sure we sanitize the spigot that's coming out of the fermenter here. Make sure we get rid of anything that can contaminate this beer. Next thing, I have my filling line here in a bucket of sanitizer. I'm going to go ahead and make sure there's nothing in the line there as best I can, and then snake that down to the very bottom of this keg so I limit as much oxygen into that as I can. This is a Bouncer inline filter. You've heard me talk about it before. I love this product. It is great. I've got the housing, I have the filter. It snaps into there so you know it's in place. That screws on to the upper housing. Maybe my hands are wet. And then I've got the short tubing that goes into the spigot here. I twist that just a little bit. I'm gonna double check, throw some light in here and make sure I've got that snake down to the bottom. Friends, we are good to go. It is time to transfer the beer from the fermenter down into the keg. Now we've got everything pulled off of here that we can. We will remove the filling line out of the keg, snake it all the way back up here to the top and dropping it out. It goes into the water, the hot water sanitizer that I've got right here. Now then, next to me here in a bucket of sanitizer, I have the lid with the O-ring already attached. That's gonna go in. I'm not gonna fully seat it yet. Just gonna get it in here and just kind of set down. I also have the in line over here. I have had the that's gonna come to me here in a minute. The call this thing. Screw it. For now, we're gonna call it a connection to the in line that comes from the CO2 into the inside of your keg, and I've got the outpost over here ready to hook up to the kegerator whenever I get it put in there. Now that we've got the CO2 connected, we're gonna go ahead and turn the CO2 tank on, get that going. We're gonna increase the pressure here. It's hard to do one-handed, that's what she said. We've got it going here. This is gonna help me seat this lid to make sure that I don't have any leaks. You should hear the CO2 coming into the keg. We're gonna take this lid, we're gonna hold it up here at the top. You'll hear the CO2 kind of hissing. That's making sure that you have a nice tight seal with that lid against the top and the O-ring so that you don't have any CO2 loss here at the top. The other thing that you can do after that is spray a little bit of sanitizer, a little bit of liquid around this, and then you just kind of stand here and watch for any bubbles, right? If you can see bubbles at this point, you know you have a CO2 loss. Not gonna want to keg it and put it in your kegerator at that point. You've got an issue, something that you need to address. We are in the clear. Friends, with that, it's time to put this thing into the kegerator. I've got the CO2 added, pressure is increased to force carb this thing in just a couple of days. Then I will dial that back to my serving pressure of about 10 to 12 PSI, give or take, and we can finally enjoy holly jolly in time for Christmas and give old Saint Nick something else besides milk. Friends, if you're not already, please consider subscribing. That always helps us out. And smash that bell so you get a notification every time we post a video here on Ozark Outdoor Brewing. And remember, drink responsibly.